Hello, how are you?
Hi, I'm good.
Yeah, today we are going to go over the Python first, okay?
Um,
And for the installation, the current installation you have should be able to handle it, okay?
the 7-point thingy,
The
the
current installation, yes,
3.7.4.
but we still need to redo the installation for you, okay?
But I uninstalled that one.
You uninstall that one? That's okay. We may install later, okay? Don't worry.
Okay.
So when we have time, we can do that, okay?
Okay.
So we will get started with the we'll get started with this one, Python, okay? So that's the, and because the Python is a language for data science, so the whole Unit 4 will be relying on it, okay? So let's get started for the Python. But this one is not my regular Python course. It is kind of shorter than regular one. So in the Moodle class, let me enroll both of you. Let me log in, okay? So this brief Python, you can find it in 51 course, the CS principle one. But I still have another one called this one, the Washington High School Python Programming Essential. This one, let me actually modify a course. And then here, let me enroll Melody. How come there is no melody? Let me see. So strange. Maybe you have an account, right? Yeah, you have the account. You have an account here. I'm not sure. Oh, that's because you are in the CS review course, but actually that one we already removed that because it's the last year. Okay, I'll add your account. Okay. So here let me add Julia first. Okay. So you currently don't have an account. Wait, how comes? How comes Julia also don't have an account? I'll check it anyway. Probably also Julia also have the same thing. But you guys should have the 51 course. Let me see. You guys should have the 51 course. Okay, probably you just working on the 51, the pre-calculus here, okay? I will try to get you guys onto the 31, okay? Anyway, let's get started. So today we are going to talk about the Python language, the Python installation and Python idle. I'll continue to work on both of you to solve the problem, okay? So Python is a general purpose high-level language. It is open source language, okay? What is open source? Open source means that it's open for you to download. So they don't hide it. So basically this means that you can download for free, okay? And as you can see that Python had tons of different MOOC package that we need to use the pip install to actually install it. So the problem with this language is that there are so many packages, so the installation takes a lot of time. That's good about open source. That's also the best thing about open source. So open source language usually we really don't know where these packages are developed. Okay, so for example, Java is developed by Oracle, by Sun Microsystem, and Sun Microsystem been acquired by Oracle. So we know where it comes from. C# is supported by Microsoft. So that's a language that basically you go there and they provide us maintenance for it. But this one, Python really is, the contributor for Python is everywhere. So we really don't know what package is done by which person, and they don't notify each other. So it might happen that 3.8 supports some feature, but some of the features supported by 3.6 actually they never check. So it takes some time, maybe a few months until it reaches the newest package level. Okay, so that's what happened here. But we still need to install those the SciPy NumPy in order to make it work, okay, more efficiently. So let's get started for this language. And Python has Python 1, Python 2, Python 3. And also because it's open source, so Python 2 and Python 3 actually don't talk to each other, okay? There is no backward compatibility. So if you look at the USACO side, they have separate submission for Python 3 and Python 2, okay? So a Python 2 interpreter cannot interpret a program for Python 3. Same Python 3 cannot interpret a program for Python 2. There is no backward compatibility in this language, okay? Okay, that's actually bypass the installation portion, okay? So this installation, let me actually bypass it, okay? Okay, now, first thing is like, why Python becomes so popular, okay? So the basic Python is here. And basic Python actually is almost like Java equivalent. So whatever you can do with Java, you can do with Python, okay? But Python comes with NumPy, SciPy, Iron, Python, Matplotlib. And this whole thing actually equivalent to a commercial tool called MATLAB, okay? This whole thing is equivalent to that. And beyond this, we also have pandas for data science. We also have a science kits, okay? We also have a TensorFlow for AI. There are so many packages. So learning Python actually have many advantages right now in terms of comparing to Java and MATLAB. So this MATLAB is a application-specific language. Okay, so here learning Python become a mainstream right now in education and also in the industry. Okay, so there are tons of packages to work on. And for us, this brief Python is a shortened version of the Python programming course. We don't go into the detailed algorithms. We're just talking about the syntax to help you guys to speed up the learning curve, okay? But also we will use that basis to learn SciPy, NumPy, and Matplotlib, okay? And the package that we are missing right now that don't install on your computer, actually at least a NumPy, SciPy portion. So it's quite important. We cannot do without it. If we do without it, it's just a generic Python. It doesn't help us too much, okay? Okay, so Python interpreter and the idle. Okay, so first thing is like, after we install the Python, you should have the Python library just like under my computer. I have Python over here. So here I have Python 3.6. So the Python 3.6 have everything for Python here. And you can see here you have a Python. So this one is a Python compiler, interpreter. So right here, if I hit Windows R, CMD here, okay, I bring up a command line. And command line, if sometimes the font is too small, right here you hit property, okay, font, let's adjust to 28, okay, and you will see much better for the words, okay? Is that okay so far?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's command line. So when the break window too small, you just hit here, property, and find font to make it bigger, okay? Then this one is the DOS prompt, okay? We actually call DOS prompt. Some of you may not know what's DOS prompt. So in the old day when Microsoft first come out with PC, not Windows, DOS, it comes with disk operation system. Okay, at that time, back 35 years ago, when I was in high school and college, we are working on this one. Okay, we don't have Windows, so everything is just doing programming in here. Okay, so we get into here, and then here the typical command is dir. Dir is finding the directory. So finding the directory here, right here, I am in user Eric C. Okay, user Eric C. You can find it in my hard disk C drive, and go to let me see, users over here, and over user there's a Eric C. So if here, like Julia's case, you have Julia and Julia's son. Actually, you have two separate users. So for me, my user is user C. So whatever user C stuff is over here. If I hit the desktop here, okay, under Eric C, there is a desktop, and this desktop is actually a mirror site for my desktop. So whatever I found a folder in here, APCSA, there will be another folder here echoing. Development is over here, okay, and then whatever you see, like video tool is over here. This video tool, okay. So actually everything is under here. Okay, so what happened is, like, for the Windows system has a file system, okay, and in the old day we use a FAT, okay, file allocation table system, and then later we use a NTFS, okay, new technology file system. So right now, most of the PC are using NTFS file system. Okay, so what's NTFS file system? It's under your C drive, C column. You have the C drive, right? Under your C drive, you have everything over here. Your program files, your Python is over here. Your user is over here, and under user you have Eric CC. Okay, under your Eric CCA you have document, you have downloads, you have pictures, you have this one, documents, and you have user Eric C. Yeah, you have everything over there. So that's actually when Microsoft developed their Windows system. You see a document, you see download, you see music, you see picture. They are all under the user Eric C. If here we have a Julia, say, okay, and Julia is a separate user. So under Julia, they also have she also have another document, another picture, another download, another something. So this whole thing has users, and this user is a disk space for many users. So that makes this PC can be shared with multiple Microsoft accounts. It's okay. It's okay. So this one actually is a multi-user operation system. It's okay. Hello.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. You guys done this before or not? Never.
Not really.
Actually, nobody teach you before like this, right? Yeah, that's typical, okay? Because nowadays you just jump to a compiler or something, and they never talk about the basic stuff. So these also help you to understand operation system, including a file system, okay? A file system, and this file system under your C drive, you would have many things. You will have programs. So all your program is under program files, and you also have program files x86. Okay, we have these, right? And they are also users, and under user you have multiple users. So what's the difference between the program x86 and the program files? it looks similar, but why we have both of these? So let me go to my C drive, okay? So under my C drive, I have program 86, x86, and program file, okay? And here I put it at program files 90 people. So this one is my unique one, but usually you will come with program file x86 and program files. What's the difference between these two folders? Some software are installed into x86. So we click here. BlueJ is under this x86. Okay, BlueJ is under x86. Okay, and I also have a Garmin GPS, HP, Inkscape. They are all in x86. Okay, but if you go back, you check with the program files, and they are Google Chrome, Google Cyberlink director for the video, and you have MATLAB. I also have a MATLAB version over here, and many things. And these are under programs. So what is actually is the difference between program files and program file with 86? What's the difference over here? This question for Melody. Do you know?
No.
No. How about Julia? Do you know?
No.
No. Okay, that's okay. So you might have heard of the 8086, the first PC, XT, and then 80, and then actually Pentium 1, Pentium 2, Pentium 3, Pentium 4. There are several Pentiums. Okay, 80 XT is actually a 16-bit computer, and 80 16-bit. After that, Pentium is all 32-bit. So 32-bit dominated the PC market for a long while, and the executable file is an x86 structure architecture. Okay, and later people developed 64-bit program. Okay, in order to make 32-bit work and 64-bit program work, we keep the 32-bit older program in this x86 folder, and those newer programs just put into program files. Is that okay? So that means that your 64-bit program will be under the program file, not under the x86. Okay? So this file system, including your user data, including the programs, including the hard disk. Okay? So for example, in the case that Julia's computer she has a C drive. She also has another one, D drive. Okay, so C drive actually is smaller, like 256 giga only. So you try to keep here only program files. Okay, and I tell Julia to create the D drive, whatever programming file or newer installation all put into D drive. So there are two hard drives in her system. Okay, and in Melody's notebook system, you do have a C drive, but that one is only about 512 giga or something, and you are using SSD drive. Okay, so your hard disk actually is smaller. So I would suggest that it encourage that you get an external D drive or something. Try not to write this SSD too much, because SSD's mean time between value, MTFP, is shorter than hard drive. Okay, so if you write your C drive too often, put a lot of upload, download a lot of time, your SSD drive will burn out someday.
Okay.
Usually about 3,000 rewrite, they will fail. Okay. About 3,000 rewrite, it will fail. So that is the hard drive. Okay. And to check how many things under your folder, you would need to do dir. Dir means directory. So you actually, under this file system, you can do cd ... that's the upper level. Cd ... it will be upper level. So here I would have a top level view. So here you can see I have a program file 60 Python. So cd Python, same thing. I can actually go into the Python directory, cd Python 36. So I can see the same file structure that you see in the Windows. Okay? So here I can also run Python. That's the purpose I'm calling here. So A equals 3, B equals 4, and then print A plus B. It's okay. So under those prompt mode, you can also run Python. It's okay. 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 So that's those prompt mode. And some other language also has a those prompt mode. So recently I told you guys that I cannot actually work on some of the course got affected because I'm helping my son to do the list programming. Okay, so let's look at this list programming. Here I have this programming, and right here I say window R. Okay, command, and let me actually change directly to here, CD, and then click here, copy the directory. I jump to this directory. I did this many times, so the dir here, right? So here I have several list programs. So let me see, type this one, say type mylist.lsp. So this is a list program. Let me see, type this mylist.lsp. That's the list program. Okay, so we print out the list program. So under here, the second command I teach you is type. So type, you can type any file, homework4.l. It actually is a homework4. So you can view the text file. Okay. So here today I teach you a few commands. Number one, dir to check in the directory. Okay. And then here I also do what? I also do type. Type can actually type out, print out the files. Okay, and I can print out a file. Okay, that's the second. Third one, if you want to copy a file. Okay, if you want to copy a file under this directory. So I want to copy homework4.l. So here, let me do copy my homework4.l to my homework4.lsp, say. Override, no, I don't do that, okay. How about I might copy homework4.l to homework4.lisp, okay. Yeah, so then I can actually type my homework4.lisp. Okay, so that is the copy. So if I don't like this homework4.lisp, I can delete that. So del homework4.lisp. Then I delete this file. So I dir the homework4.lisp disappear, being deleted. Is that okay? So these are the comments. Let me write the comments on the right hand side. You can take notes on it. Okay. So you have dir, the check-in current directories are contained. You have type, you can type some file. You can do copy some file. You can delete some file. Then you have cd, you can cd ... to the upper level, cd ... you can also put cd with some file name to change to some directory. And sometimes if you have the need to change disk, for example, I have an F drive. Okay, I have the D drive, I have the F drive. Changing different file system, you just do D column, you change it to D drive, dir, D drive, or you do F drive. Okay, you change it to H drive. So change it to C drive. Okay, then I go to my C drive. So do C drive. I go to C drive. Okay. Now to change into different drive. Okay, so different drive have been operated separately. Okay, so here I have a C drive. So you have D drive, you have C drive, you have F drive. You can change between them using these to change. Okay, and you have different file systems. So each one is a hard disk. Okay, so actually it is managed by DOS. But under the upper level, you have Windows program. And Windows program will manage all of these, okay? And our Python program actually can run under this DOS prompt mode, okay? And but where is my Python program? If right here I run Python program, how comes that I actually can find the Python program? That's because you already set the path, PATH. Where is the path? The path is over here under the setting. Okay, under the setting here, and sometimes I try to choose to check the advanced system. Okay. So these are very important knowledge, but usually nowadays not a lot of people are teaching this because the younger professors actually don't know. They don't know this setting already. Okay, and some people who do operation system in college, they only teach Linux. So those problem system right now, not a lot of people actually are knowing it. Not a lot of people actually using it. Okay, let me see. It's not coming up. So here at the lens. So here you can view the experience. So here you can see the environment variable. Okay. So what I see that your program has some problems because you set up the user being data local. So basically, when Julia set up the program, all the Python 3738 all go to the user directory, not going to the Python as we wish. Okay, and that actually creates trouble when we install the different file structure over there. The Python into the Python. So it actually, her program, her installation doesn't go to the directory we want to go to. Okay, so that's the problem. So right here, same thing for some program like this command list. Okay, it also is a text mode editor. You can actually do programming over here, and you can quit. So it's also an interpreter. In a way, this command list is also interpreter. So go back here. Python is also interpreter. So inside the interpreter, you can do some operation. Okay, you can directly do operations, and you can also import NumPy. Okay, you can also do import NumPy. Okay, so you can do NumPy. Say I have array A equals 3, 4, B equals 2, 1, and I do NumPy dot multiply A and B. Yeah. So you actually will multiply it. Is that okay? And what's the result we see here? I have A equals 3, 4, B equals 2, 1. And what's the result we see here? 6, 4. What's this multiply actually mean in NumPy? Melody, what's this? How is this 6, 4 related to this 3, 4, and 2, 1? We call it multiply, but what kind of multiplication being performed over here?
Isn't it just like 3 times 2 and then 4 times 1?
Yes, that's 3 times 2 plus 4 times 1. So what's that?
That's
It's more than like inner product, right?
yeah.
Yeah, it actually is doing the inner product. Okay, and you can check the magnitude and you will get the inner product. So actually, NumPy is a whole operation for the numerical package. That's why it's called NumPy, numerical Python. Is that okay? Okay, so that's what we try to learn it here. Okay, so anyway, this is text mode operation, and all of the program we can quit here. Okay, we can quit here. ESIT. Okay. No, ESIT is parentheses. So get out of here. Okay. Now let me CD to different location. Okay. So CD dot. Okay. CD dot. Okay. CD. Okay. dir. So that, when we like back 20 years ago, that's the way we do programming. Okay. So here, I'm not trying to teach you the programming 20 years, 30 years ago, but here I do want to show you how the command line programming is. So later, if you go to college, you do programming, you know how to operate it. So now I go to a directory, okay? So I go to CD chapter 1, okay, dir. I have a chaos.py, okay? So that's that actually is a chaos program. So I do chaos.py, Python chaos.py. So this one actually is to throw my program chaos.py to Python interpreter. Hit return, you will run it, okay? So now I'm running the chaos.py program and under the interpreter mode. So here the program will illustrate chaotic behavior. So let me put in 0.5, hit it, okay? So it run 10 different random number. So here I say type my chaos.py. Okay, that is a Python program. So when you do interpretation, you do Python. Okay, you do Python and then you put your Python file's name, chaos.py. Okay, and you will run the result for you. Okay, you will run the result for you. And in Java, we have Java C, right? So we do Java C. Then Java C say A class, so A.java, right? And it actually does not run for you. It actually will compile to some class called A.class, right? And then after that, you do Java A, no class, okay? And it will actually run for you. So Java has two steps. You have your A.java and feed into your Java C compiler, right? And you become that class bytecode. And then you need to load the class to Java virtual machine to run it, okay? That's two pass compilation and run, okay? Two pass compilation and run. Here for Python is only one pass. You do Python chaos, it directly run the program. So Python basically, when you throw a file to it, it is running line by line, doing interpretation for you, line by line. It is an interpreter. And Java is different. Java, you have a program, A.java, it compiles to a bytecode program. So in terms of efficiency, Java is better than Python. It's faster. Usually Java is much faster than Python. It's okay. It's okay because Python is interpreter based. It actually interprets every line on the fly to help you to run the program. While Java is compiler based. The front pass they compile it into bytecode, and second pass they load the program and run it. Okay, so Java faster than Python. Okay. Any question? Any question?
No.
No. So that's the interpreter. Okay, so after you install the program, you should be able to call the Python like this. Okay, you should be able to call the Python like this, and that is the interpreter. But that actually, of course, to work on the DOS prime mode, it actually is time consuming and not efficient. Okay. But at least right now, I just show you what is Python interpreter. So Python interpreter actually is a program, Python.exe program, okay? And what is Python.exe? What really is Python.exe? So let's go back to C drive. So you go to the top level directory, you do C like this. You will go to top level and CD Python, okay? And let me go back. If I do CD Python or I see CD capital Python, it actually is the same, no difference. So here it's actually capital Python 36. I do lowercase. no difference. So in those program OS, there's no difference. Okay, there's no difference for capital or lowercase. The file can always be run. Okay, but some environment like Java is actually case sensitive, but not for those programs. Okay, so here we do know here we have a Python. We have a Python.exe. Okay. So if you see some program with .exe, what that is .exe file is? This one for Julia. What does the .exe mean? And usually we have .data, we have .txt, we have .java, we have .python, .py, right? We have .js, we have .css, we have .html, right? And what that is .exe mean?
I'm not sure.
.exe is executable.
Oh.
Is that okay? So the real program is right here. Okay. So say here we actually have you have Java program, right? Java program you compile to that class file, and then it's run by Java, and then say A. So this Java actually also has a program called java.exe. So basically your Java program actually you finish in that Java or that class. It really run on the program called Java virtual machine. It's actually the file name is called java.exe. So java.exe is brought up to run your program. Same thing here, Python is brought up to run your Python program. So this kind of program, both java.exe and python.exe, they are called virtual machine. You may have heard this word, virtual machine. So basically you are talking to python.exe. You are not talking to the real hardware. And the real hardware, actually Python is running for you. So somebody write a .exe file, and actually Python is written by C language, C++ language. Python program itself is written by C++ language. So basically it is a program over here called Python, and you keep talking to it. You keep talking to it. You are not actually running your program on the hardware. No, you are not. You're actually talking to Python. Python actually run on the hardware. So there is a middleman called Python.exe running for you. Same thing for Java. Java also has a middleman over there to actually run for you. It's called Java Virtual Machine. Okay? And the good thing about the middleman is I can write a middleman for java.exe on PC. I can write a java.exe in Mac OS. I can write another one in Linux system. And your source file or bytecode file can always talk to different version of the java.exe, no problem. And because of this middleman, we call Java and Python as platform independent. That means your Python program sent to me, I can run on my machine, no matter your program is a Macintosh or not, or Linux. You send to me, my Windows can always run it, because I'm not really talking to my hardware. I actually is talking to a program called Python.exe. It's a virtual machine, and it runs my program. Okay, but if you actually are in C++ language, you do compilation. And it generates, say you have this one can calculate that C, right? It compile and eventually it becomes calculator.exe. Then you run directly on hardware. There's no middleman to handle it. So the executable file means that it's a program being compiled to, and that actually can run on your hardware. Okay, but if every program need to become an exe, then the program become machine dependent, so that exe file you can only run on the Windows. not on Macintosh, not on Linux. It's okay. It's okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. So this one actually is called EXE file. And you can see here a lot of DLL. A lot of DLL. What's the DLL for? The DLL means a dynamic linking library. So these are actually some functions that are written by other people, but actually when you run the Python.exe, they will call those subroutine or function from the DLL and help you to finish the function. So basically DLL is a library prepared for EXE file. Okay. Okay. Anyway, so the most important thing is that you know what is EXE file, what is a Python interpreter, and you actually talk to the Python interpreter. But because your path is set up right, so actually you don't need to worry about which directory you are in. You can always run the Python. And here you also have the Python w.exe. That's a Windows version, okay? And this one is more advanced. So right here, I don't cover it, okay? But it is also very useful. Okay, so now we know there is a Python interpreter. We know how to bring it up, okay? So what does the idle do? When you actually finish that, when you actually finish installation, I tell you to copy the idle to your top level, and you click the idle, you bring up this. Okay, so what does the idle do? The idle is called what? The idle is called what? It's called idle is called what? It's called integrated integrated. Let me see. I'm not 100% sure. Let me check this internet. Okay. So Python idle actually is called integrated development environment. Okay, so it's an IDE. So it's an editor, come with the editor, and also come with the console. So this one you see is a console. Okay, so originally we need to actually bring out the Python in this DOS mode. If you don't have the idle, you actually, when you run the program, you actually need to bring up this. So let me try to look at different directory. So let me go to my here. Go to my Python course. Python programming essential, and then I have the code over here. Okay. Come to chapter 1. Go here. So here I do window R. I bring on the DOS prompt, and here left click, copy, and right click, paste. Oh, I'm sorry. Here I actually should do cd space, change directory to that. Okay, so here you bring out the Python. Okay, so Python, I have the shell program in the interpreter over here, and the idle bring it up in a separate window. So idle means it's an idle shell, and it actually make your programming more flexible than this one. So here I actually can click file, a new file. Okay, it is just like your Notepad++ or like your BlueJ. But this idle is not super powerful. It's just because it's small and convenient. So we get started from this idle thing. So here, let me save the file first. When you get in, save the file first. Okay, and I go to my C drive, go to Eric Chow here, go to here, go to CSP. Find a directory. Okay, find a directory. So here, let me see, I go into equals 2. So here, let me see, here I do create a new directory called CSP, okay, Union 4, chapter 1, okay, and under here, I create another directory called test, okay, and under test, here the file type is a Python, so I type test program, put into here, so that I save the file to that directory, okay. So the left hand side, I have the Python shell, okay. Right hand side, I have my programming environment, okay. So right here, I can do my A equals 4, B equals 3, and then print A, B, the basic programming, okay. So I finish this one, I save the program, save to my test Python. Here, run module, okay, it got 7. Is that okay? Is that okay? Hello, is that okay?
Yeah.
So run module, so I run get the result. I can also do import test, okay, import test without py is also run 7. Is that okay? Hello, is that okay? So import actually bring the program up to run it, okay? So right here, I'm in this environment. I'm not in the same directory, but here I am in the chaos directory. So import my chaos, but no py, you hit return, you still can run the program. Is that okay? So what does this import mean? Import means that you include a file, get it in and run it. Is that okay? Any question?
No.
No? How about Melody? Are you okay?
It's just that I don't have Python right now because
I know, but are you okay with what I'm talking right now?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me be actually slow down and explain it again, okay? So basically, you type from the window, you click the idle, you bring out the environment, right? You bring out the environment. So you bring out the environment, so you click the file and actually new a file. You create this editor on the right, right? And you do this editor on the right, you can save that and you can run it and you will get a result. So that actually is a submit job to my interpreter in Iran. That's one way. Second way is that if you are editing some other file, but you want to run that file you want to run, you can actually do import and the file name without the py. We actually call this guy module name. We actually call this guy module name. Okay, so import a module. So the module name is, your program is called test.py, but the module name is test. So you import a test and you will run the program for you. Okay? Okay, so now that's the basic portion. So one thing is that you can actually test your idea over here. S equals 4, Y equals 3, and then print your X plus Y. So this one we call it shell, and sometimes we also call it console. C-O-N-S-O-L-E, console, or shell, okay? Which language also has the console and shell? Which language? Julia, which language also has the console and shell? This guy? Right? Remember this guy? This JavaScript guy also has console, and you can also do A equals 3, B equals 4. Remember that?
Yeah.
Is that okay? So that's why I started with JavaScript. And I told you that it actually is similar to, so this console guy on your browser, you do right click, inspect element. It's the same like I'm doing it here. This is called console. So it's kind of a like debugger. We kind of like debugger. You can try out the idea. Say I don't know what is like 10 times 10. I actually don't know what 10 times 10 is. Oh, okay, it's 100. So let me actually go back. My A equals 10 times 10. That's what I want to have. Is okay? You can test the idea on the left-hand side console and come back here to do programming. Same thing in JavaScript. I told you you can experiment your idea in your console and then go back to your bracket to implement it. Is okay? Any question about this one? But this one, which language don't have this? So far, the language you have learned, which language don't have this? Don't have the console. Melody, which language you learned so far don't have this console? How many languages you have learned so far? 3 or 4, right?
Uh-huh.
Out of 3 or 4, which one we haven't discussed today?
No.
Java doesn't have it.
No.
Java doesn't have it. Okay, at least the Java, when you do AP computer science, don't have it. And Java 9 start to have a shell. Okay, Java 9 to give you a new shell. It's called J shell. So Java 9 do give you this kind of shell because everybody has it and Java doesn't have it. So starting from Java 9, they have the J shell. It's okay. So you write complete program, compile it, and fix the error and run the program for you. It's okay. But before Java 9, when you do AP, there is no something like this. And remember that your school may use this one. Read, evaluate, print loop. So that was I call reply.it, right? Remember that? No, I hit it wrong. No, not this one. Actually, it's called. I'm sorry, I hit it wrong. It's not reply. It is called repl. repl.it. Okay. Right? Remember this one? And remember your teacher used this one, right? repl.it, right?
Yeah.
Your school actually teaching Java on here, right? And here sometimes. You have sometimes. So you have the Python version. You have your whatever language, right? You have many different languages. Also Java, you also have a version here. So let's hit the Python here. So there's a Python master, right? And you can do Python. Okay, there are several programs. Okay, so actually this one, let me see. You can go to language. Okay, so do Python. Yeah, and you can do programming here. So you can actually run the okay, you can use idle to bring out a program to do programming over there, right? You can do .pront to do programming over there. Here, I show you a survey to try Python. It is what? It is using replete.it. And that replete's name is what? Read, evaluate, print, loop. Okay? Read, evaluate, print, loop. Read, evaluate, print, loop. Okay, so there's a loop in this three. Loop in this three. So you read your program and run the program and then actually print out the result. That's called reprint. Okay, that's called reprint. It's called reprint. Okay, so let me go back to the Lisp. This. Okay, this. So the homework that my son worked on is actually this one, Lisp, and then my Lisp.lsp. Oh no, I hit the wrong set. Lisp, my Lisp.lsp. Their homework. So basically, they are writing the Lisp interpreter. So here plus 3, 4. Then they need to write these interpreters to be able to run the Lisp programming. So here plus parenthesis minus 3, 4 parenthesis 2. Okay, 3 minus 4 plus 2, you get minus 1 plus 2, like 1. So that is an interpreter. It's okay. That is the interpreter environment. So this interpreter environment, if we actually do quit, okay, to quit that, okay, and I type this guy called mylisp.lsp. At the very end, over here, this program actually also have read, evaluate, and look back. So it still be read, evaluate, print, read, evaluate, print, and look back format. So read, evaluate, print, and look back is the standard shell loop. Is that okay? So basically, Python is also loop, read, evaluate, print, loop, and JavaScript is also the same thing. Lisp is also the same thing. All of this kind of read, evaluate, and print and loop language, we call it scripting language. Is that okay? So that actually is doing scripting, not programming. Programming means that you put a super big Java file and then throw to a compiler, and then you compile through a certain .exe file, and then you run it. And this is script and evaluate and loop things. It's like question and answer based. So you read data, evaluate, and print for you, right? Is that okay?
Yeah.
So all of these are under the base. So that's, we have 3 ways you can actually test out your idea. So today, if you are not able to try on your computer because we do not install it well for you, you just do this one. You do reprint, okay? IPL.IT and then type Python. Is that okay? Reprint Python 3, hit. You will go to here. Is that okay? It's loading, okay? It's actually loading, okay? So right side, you have this normal interpreter shell environment, okay? Left side, you can actually write your program, just like you did it in Java, okay? Nothing wrong to program on here. It's just not efficient, okay? It's just not efficient. For me, it's not efficient. I like to do programming on my local side. Okay? Any question? So here you can try the idea out if you actually don't have you don't have the Python installed. Okay? You still can use this reprint.it to do it. REPL.it. Okay? Okay. So actually, at least I find a environment that you can run. Okay. So that actually is the Python interpreter. Okay. So 3 ways you can do it. Okay. You can do it on shell, on DOS prompt. You can do it on idle. So way you bring out the reprint. Okay. You can run the script. Okay. So and actually Python program, we call it script because actually it's just some text file, and you do that read, evaluate, print, loop cycles. Okay, so it's called a script. And this one, I think it's okay. We just go idle. We introduce this already. So whenever we finish installation, we bring up the idle. Idle is pretty useful. Okay, so the first few chapters we just use idle. So idle is an integrated development environment, IDE. So what is the IDE? IDE means it gives you the editor. It also gives you a way to actually translate it to machine code. Okay, so you can also run it under it. So some program like PyCharm is also an IDE. Later, maybe chapter 3, 4, we will go into PyCharm to do programming. But right now, let's focus on idle. Okay, right now let's focus on idle. Idle is something like a BlueJ, so it's a lightweight and simple. Okay. Okay, so here we have a shell, and you can actually write program in the editor, and then you can do shell and run module. You can run it. Okay. But today you don't have that, so you just go reprint to run it, okay? So basic syntax, okay? Python's syntax is pretty simple. They have some vocabulary words and variable and reserved words. Okay, before we go into here, let's just do programming, okay? Instead of continue to talk about this, talking about the tools. Okay, so this test program we finished. Let's try another one. So let me create a new file. Okay, so create a new file, and now I save as, put it into the same directory. So here let me create something called Celsius to Fahrenheit. Okay, so let's call this program Celsius to Fahrenheit program. Okay, so I'm going to convert Celsius to Fahrenheit. So let's get started. Okay, available in Python. Let me actually see if I can make the configure idle. So let me make the font bigger so you actually can see it better. Okay, so size, let me change to 25. Okay, make it a little bit bigger for you. Okay. So apply, okay, the file size, the size is bigger now. So here I want to actually, first thing, there's no data type, so you don't need to do var c equals something. No, there's no var. There's no int. No, there's also no int. There's no string. No, there's also no string. There's also no double. No need to do that. Okay. So Python's data type only 3 types. 3 types, actually 4 types, but in theory there are only 3 types: number, Boolean, and string. String, character, and string the same. Which some language also have these 3 types? Which language? Hello, this one for Julia. Which language also only have these 3 data types? JavaScript. Yeah. And number you have integer, and you also have a floating point. Okay. But theoretically you only have 3. But actually there are 4. Okay. Okay. Anyway. So you do a equals 1.0, that's fine. A equals 1, that's fine. A equals A, that's fine. A equals string, that's fine. A equals true. Okay, the true in Python language need to be capital. Same thing for false. Is that okay so far? No type need to be declared. No type declaration. And string, single quote, double quote mean the same thing. Is that okay? Is that okay?
Yeah.
You run it. These two mean the same thing, so you run it. Okay, whatever. It didn't print much. So here I print single core A, B, C, D, E, single core. Oh, I have title. Print single core A, B, C, D, E, single core, and print double core A, B, C, D, E, double core. So there's no 1 character, 2 character limitation on the string. Is that okay? But Java, you do have a restriction, but here we don't. And the number you have A equals 3, right? And then later you do A equals 4.0. There's no type, so it's okay. And you actually do A, B, C instead of 3. It's also okay. So A is just a data variable, and that variable can be assigned with different type, integer, float, Boolean, or string at any time. At any time. Then there's a problem now. Hey, you're so smart, and then you mix up my data type. Then how can I know that my data type data A is what type? How can I know what type it is? Okay, don't worry. There is a function called type. So you print type of A. It is string class str. So here if I do A equals 4 again, and I do print type A, it is integer type. And then I do A equals 3.5, 3.6, and I print type A, it actually is a float type. Okay, and I do A equals 2, and print type of A, it is Boolean type, bool type. Bool means Boolean. Okay, bool, B-O-O-L is a Boolean type in C language. C double plus language. Is that okay? So it's called type inferral. They use type inferral. They will check the data to find out. And also remember that here you always call it class. So that means that Python is pure object-oriented programming. No primitive data type. Same as JavaScript. Is that okay? JavaScript also have no primitive data type. Everybody are objects. Everybody are object. Even a function is an object. Even a module is an object. And you also have a class object. Is that okay? Any questions so far? So far I finished the data type for you. No declaration for data type. You can assign any data. You want some data, you just assign to it. Is that okay? No need to worry about the data type. Just assign some value to it. Now, if we want to do input, okay, so here we want to input. So here, let's say I have a temperature, and I want to actually input some data. So I do input, enter the temperature. Okay, so just do this, okay? And here I do print temperature, right? But let me also print type of temperature, okay? Type of temperature. Good. We finished this one. So that's because we are going to write a Celsius to Fahrenheit conversion. So enter the temperature, okay, 98 degrees C. You print out 98, and you say the class is string. So don't get confused. This one actually not integer. So when you ask for input, you use the input function and put the message over there and ask for something. It do read in some data, but the data is a string. The data is a string. Okay, the data is a string. So So if I do calculation, so here if I do calculation, I have 98. So here I do calculation like 10 plus 5. Okay, and that's wrong. Okay, that's wrong. I put now 10 plus 5. So here I read in the temperature again 98. Oh no, you cannot sum anything. So must be string, not integer. Okay. So actually you are trying to sum provide sum between a integer and a string. So it's not allowed. So here if I convert it to string type, okay, and you will become I enter 98. I enter 98. And it become 98 and 5. Hey, sorry, I don't actually want to actually concatenate the two string. I want to calculate my temperature plus 5. So actually not my purpose. Okay, but this do show you that 98 and 5 are concatenated as a new string. It's okay. So this input file, you always will input something. And if you want to put some comment, you put a punchy mark, okay? And here you say that the input for string. Okay, you actually input for a string. Okay, then how can I solve it? Okay, I don't want to do calculation. I just want to print out my temperature. How can I actually get around it? Okay, two way. You can do C equals this integer converted to temp to C. Okay, or you do C temperature equals eval. So eval is somewhat like pass integer. Eval is somewhat like pass integer. Okay, so I can do C and C temp. Okay, I can print out these three things: temperature, C, and the secret. Okay, and here I also type temp, type of C, and type of C temp. Okay. Okay, so it's a string, integer. So these two eval or integer both converted to integer. It's okay. So how about I do have a f and I convert that string to a floating-point number using float function. How about that? And that do convert it to a floating-point number. Okay. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you do use the input a message to ask for a string, okay? And that string you convert it to integer, convert it to float, or allow the system to do eval, okay? You can convert to numbers by these three functions, okay? Any question up to here?
No.
Julia, are you okay?
Yeah.
Am I running too fast or okay?
No, it's okay.
It's okay. Okay, now we actually read in some integer. Okay, so let me clear. Okay, so here we actually finish these things. We just want to read in the temperature, right? So this is fine. It will be converted to a integer, but I can also do this one. I can also put my int here. Okay, with this, that is also fine. That is also fine. Input this to a temperature C, okay? And here you can do command lines. Okay, so here we have Celsius to Fahrenheit, the PY program, okay? So here, convert it to Fahrenheit. Okay. So the purpose is like that. Okay. So I put those command line over there. So already with a C, now I need to do calculation. So my degree F will be equals my C times actually let me see. Actually, it would be my C temperature plus 32. No, C temperature times 9 divided by 5 plus 32. Okay, and I assign that to F. Now I print out my C, comma, is, comma, and F. Okay, and remember in Java we have a big problem with this division. That will be integer division, so this guy will end up with only 1. But here, no. Here, it actually, this one is a real division. It actually is a real division. Okay? But if you need the integer division, you do 9/5. That's integer division. Is that okay? So this one's the integer division. Single slash is real division. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Not too hard, but you do need to remember that. And now let's run it, okay? 98, so 98. Yeah, it converted to it, okay? How about let's run again, okay? So let's run your import what? CLCS to Fahrenheit, okay? Let's do 23 degrees C, right? Okay, so that's that. And here actually we can finish here. We can do first slash U 2103. Okay. Comma. So here actually let me see. First U 2109. Okay. So this print is just like send out the print line, okay? Just like send out the print line in Java. So 23 degree, wait, 20 on 201, 2109. Okay, I'm sorry. So 23 degrees C. So 32 degrees C is 70.4 degree F. So here, since in backslash U, you can put your Unicode into there. Put your Unicode into there. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the print function, and actually after printing C, you would have some space, and then the next word and some space, next word some space. Okay. If you don't like the space, a better way to do it would be like this. Okay. It would be you put your this one. Okay. Percentage D backslash 2103. Okay. And then is okay percentage F. I'm sorry, not D. Percentage F. Okay. And then here you do backslash U 2109. Okay. This whole thing you delete it. Okay. So you have two floating points you need to provide. So here percentage, and then C and F. So basically this one is just a system.out.printf. It's just like that, just like system.out.printf. So this is C replacing this percentage F, this F replacing this percentage F. Just like system.out.print F. Okay, so we have print that actually equivalent to print line. Okay, and now we have print F. Okay. Any question? No, we wrong it. Okay. So let me enter 23. It return. Okay, now you see the degree F actually stay with the number, but here we will have too many digits. That's not what I want. Okay, so what? So go back here. We have percentage F. How about give me like 6.2 F? Outer here give me 6.2 F. So total width 6 up to decimal point 2 digit. Okay. That makes more sense, right? Any question? Any question?
No.
No. Okay. So we got this one. How about let me convert it back? Okay, let me convert it back. So CX will be my F. Okay, minus 32. The whole thing times 9 times 5 divided by 9. Okay, so that I will convert my 14 Fahrenheit back to my C. Okay, so here I'm not trying to repeat the printing function. So here I have a print. Okay, and then here I will say I'll say percentage is 6.2 F. Okay, and then backslash U 2103. Okay, and right here I actually comma and I put my C F. Okay, I'm sorry. Here let me do 2009. Degree F will be F. Okay, and I don't want to put the other stuff into the same line. So here I say I actually want to use a different print function, but I do want to print out the data as degree F and then stop. But I want next one I will continue to print. So I want to have the print function in Java. But here print is actually print ln. I don't like that. I actually want to print without changing that. So to do that, we do end equals double quote double quote. So no ending mark. So let's print this one. Okay. I have some error. This one should be percentage sign in order to have F to replace 6.2. Okay. Okay, so I have 73.40 degree F. Okay, I print now up to F portion, and then the next one I do print percentage is 6.2 F backslash U 2103. Okay, percentage is C. Okay, and here because I finished the whole line, I don't want to stop there. I won't have to have a new line mark. So when I want to have a new line mark, I actually close. Don't put the end equal empty string. Okay. And now run it. Okay. Okay. Any question?
No.
Actually, I'm missing something in the middle. I don't have the is. So here I can do print. Okay. Space is space. Okay. But here actually I don't want to change that. So I say end also is empty string. Okay. Okay, so this one convert the Celsius temperature to Fahrenheit and convert the Fahrenheit back to Celsius. Okay. So that's that. So basically, that's follow the slides. Okay. So we have vocabulary words, variable, reserved words, program structure. Okay. So these are the reserved words. Some notable thing is actually a few things you need to take note of is false, capital, true, capital, true, where is true? Where is my true? I can see my true. Hey, how come so they should have a true over here, okay? Capital. Null actually is called none. Okay, no pointer or no receive is no pointer. Other than that, it's actually similar. Most of them similar to Java. Okay, these are three things you need to remember. Any question up to here for the reserved words? No question. Okay, continue. Okay. So Python identifier is a variable name. Okay, so Python program can have variable function class module, and everybody has a variable name. We call it identifier. So identifier is a name given to this programming element. An element should start with either alphabet or letter. So same, this rule or same as Java. Okay, the program name need to be start with alphabet or underscore. Okay, but the variable name can be A to Z, capital or lowercase, and digits. But digit cannot start a variable. Underscore can start a variable. Okay, any question?
Nope.
No other character allowed, same as Java. But Java actually have one more character. They allow the dollar sign. Okay, but not in Python. Okay, so here conventionally the name of the class begins with the uppercase alphabet. Conventionally, because Java do that, okay? Use the one of the two underscore character as a special significant when naming the instance attribute of a class. Okay, the double things, double underline thing is a reserved special convention for some special function. We'll explain this later. Okay, for the double underline. Okay, but not right now. It's too early. So you actually can provide message equal hello world, code equal to 1 2 3, then okay, and it's pretty flexible. But if you don't finish things in one line, you do backslash. This one you do single backslash. That means the whole line actually connected. Okay. So actually, this one can be used to connect multiple program line. Okay. Okay. Indent in Python. Okay, this indent is the most terrible thing in Python. Okay. So what is indent? Indent is very important, but actually it's something that we don't like. Okay. So let me save this one, and then I create a new file. Okay, this one, let's call it C to F the P1, okay. Okay, because you already have the formula, but we do want to actually do define some function. So here I do define from function, okay, C to F, okay, function, and I do input a C, okay, and I need to return F. So here I need to have a column. So in the define function name, here you need to have a column, okay. After that, we do Okay, I put these into multiple line on purpose, so there is no semicolon. I'm sorry. So this program actually is similar to public double actually C to F and then double C, similar to this in Python. Okay, and then you do integer a equals c times 9 divided by 5.0, and your b equals a plus 32.0, and then you return b. These two programs are similar in Python and Java. Okay, so basically in Python we use the curly brace to create a cobra, but in Python it uses alignment. Since are align layer. So if you have if and it go into the next level, it should be line here. So it could continue to move inside. Is that okay so far? So we use an indentation in place of the cobra. Okay. Any question?
No.
No? Okay. No. So let's do this one. So let's do for integer. No. For I in range. Okay. 0 to 1 or 1. Okay, what does this mean? This means that I generate a value starting from 0, ending at 101, every time increased by 1. So this is a range function. So you will create 0, 1, 2, go up to 100. So every time your I increase by 1, you do this kind of operation. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Is that okay? Okay. So that's actually change the name for the variable. I doesn't look like temperature, so I use a T. Okay, so that's my first Celsius T. So actually, I just copy this whole thing over. Okay, put it over here. Okay. C is okay, but my F, I change it to C to F of C. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, now let's see. Let me see which one not defined. C not defined. Oh, actually, it's called T. I'm sorry. Okay. It's okay. So it runs starting from 0 degrees C up to 100 degrees C. Any question?
Nope.
Okay, no question. That's fine. Okay, good. So now you may ask me. Okay, if here actually I do import C to F. Hey, you run it, but I actually just want to import it. I don't want to run it. Then how can I do? So let me actually introduce the idea of main function. Define main function, right? And this whole thing take one level in, okay? And actually I can run my main function. Yeah? Is that okay so far? Is that okay so far?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but here you may ask me a question. Okay, but if I actually also still import my C to F. Hey, it's still run once. I don't want to run once. Okay, so how can I solve it? So here I can do if underline name underline equals underline name underline that is. So if that Here I run it, you'll get a result, right? But if I do import it, hey, it don't run. And then I do C to F. Here I put 43. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. It is C to F. That C to F 43. Okay, I convert 43 degrees C to a Fahrenheit temperature. It's okay. Any questions so far? So this look more like what? Look more like your main function in your Java, right? Is that right? Because we really like a public static void main, right? We miss it, right? We actually have been with it for a long time, right? So this is the way to write a main function. Okay? Any question?
Nope.
No? So this is the way we write the main function. But the only thing you need to be careful right now is that there is no left right curly brace, no more. Okay, so you use a line for it. So it's you write in the program is usually like this. Okay, a line, inner, okay? Okay, so that's it here. Let's look at our slides, okay? So indentation is very important. It actually creates a code block level, okay? Okay, you create a code block level. So this is okay. So you need to align your typing with the function over here, okay? So one if label you move in, one for label you need to move in, okay? We use that as the label. Commands using sharp sign, okay? You can also do double quote, or single quote for the command line, okay? And that can comment out many lines, okay? Getting input, you use the input function. We explained it already, okay? And put in the query message inside the input function, okay? Put that into the input function. So this input somewhat like a prompt, P-R-O-M-P-T in JavaScript, okay? So you actually enter the name, you get a name, and then you can type the name, okay? Print the type of the name is a string type, okay? Okay, and you can display the output by print function, okay? So you can print the name, comma with the name, and then comma H is string, and then comma H, and you will print out something like this, okay? Each element followed by a comma that will be separated by a space, okay? But if you don't like that, you actually need to do using the concatenation, or you use the percentage sign by the formatted output string to help you to solve it, okay? So data type, today we cover basic number, string, and Boolean type, okay? But there are some composite data type. Actually, you have the set, you have tuple, you have set, you have list, you have range, and you have dictionary. So these different things we are not going to discuss here, but you just know that these are similar to the array in JavaScript, okay? Very similar to that. So it's a combination structure. So here are the data type for Python, okay? But today we just focus on numbers, and we focus on the number and string and Boolean, okay? Today we just focus on that. So this is all data, okay? So the single slash right now give you the double real division, okay? If you want to have integer division, you need to use a 2/, okay? And you can also represent complex number Okay, you can also represent complex number in Python. Okay, Boolean value you only have truth and false. And sequence type you have string type, list type, and tuple type. Okay, and today we are not going to cover the list and tuple. We just know about string. Okay, and dictionary is a key value pair. And I mentioned that in JavaScript, the JavaScript object is using key value pair. And same thing in Python, we also often use the dictionary structure. It's also key value pair to create a record. Okay, create a record just like JavaScript. Okay, and variable you can actually assign something we call a constant. So constant actually is a fixed value. We don't change it. Okay, that's a constant. Or sometimes we call it literals. And variable is a memory location to hold some data. Okay, so these parts are quite easy. And if you set the data with some new value, that will actually will override the existing data to it. Okay, the unique feature for Python is like you don't need to fix at the floating point number or integer number. You actually the x can be assigned with some new data type. Okay. So variable name span x, span 2, 3 are good. Underline speed are good. 2, 3 not allowed. Sharp sign not allowed. Variable that 1, 2 that not allowed. That's not allowed as a separate variable name. Okay, but we do have the data field in Python language. We do have data, but here it's not talking about the data field. Okay, so let's see. It's easy. Okay, so basically you can assign some value to a variable. Okay, so don't try some variable name that is too long. Okay, you really want to do something like right hand side, and the two actually of the same effect. Okay, expression you also have plus, minus, time, real division, integer division, power. Okay. So here the only difference in Python is this power. Okay, in Java you do POW 2 to the power 2. Okay, that actually this means 2 to the power 2. Okay, in here we do 2 star star 2. Okay, that actually is the 2 to the power 2. Okay, and remainder you do percentage. Same for Java and Python. Any question up to here? Any question?
No.
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 So here, let's consider that if we have 23 divided by 5, we have 4, 5, 20, and then remainder 3, right? So the calculation is just like here. You assign JJ with 23, so 23 is JJ, okay? Divided by 5, you get KK, so KK is this guy. Okay, division is here. Okay, and you actually raise a 2 to the power 3. That would be 4 to the power 3. Okay, that is 64. Okay. So order of evaluation, I think this one is easy, the same as Java. The only difference is this power function actually higher priority than star and division, and not higher priority than plus and minus. Okay, exponent is higher order of function. Okay, so this one I think you are okay. I don't bother to. I know you guys are okay for that. Operator precedence. Okay, this I think is also okay. Type give you the type of the object. Okay. So these are okay. I think not different, not much difference. Okay, here okay. Type conversion. You can convert some data to other type. Okay. So the conversion actually is to use the float function of using the integer function, int function. Okay, to convert some data to an integer. Okay. So integer division, let me see. So 10 divided by 2, that's real division. You end up with 5.0. 9 divided by 2, you end up 4.5. So this one is real division. Okay, these are real division. Okay, sentence and the lines. So you assign 2 to x. I think this is too simple for you guys. Okay, and this one is the chaos function we just mentioned about. Okay, so this one will create a random number generator. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. Type conversion use int or float to convert the data type. Okay, I think it's okay. We discussed it already. Okay, user input I also mentioned already. Okay, so right here we finished the chapter 1 for brief calculus. Hope you guys try to practice. Okay, I'll check the account issue. I'll give you guys, both of you, some homework account in Moodle and give you to you later. Okay, is that okay? Because I think last time when we finished the APCS review course, I actually let me see. I actually closed your enrollment there. So 51, you still have it, but I'll create 31 for both of you. Okay. Any question?
Nope.
If not, let's say for today, and I will create those accounts for you and send it for you. I will also send a sample code for you, and then still, sometime later, we still need to spin up your program. Okay. Otherwise, for the time being, we can only rely on this replete.it. Okay. Okay. No question. We will dismiss here. Okay. Good night then.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank
Good
you.
night. Bye.